Check this out.
Welcome to the Pushing Forward Podcast. We getting it in right now with your host, Jamal Potts.
Spit more than metaphors and hard rhymes. I paint a portrait that gets recorded on large signs. You gotta see it clear, eyes closed.
Hey, welcome to the 5th episode of the Pushing Forward Podcast. I'm your host, Jamal Potts, and before I introduce my guest, I launched the website. It's called www.pushingforwardllc.com. All episode on there. You can also check me on all streaming platforms, YouTube. It ain't gonna cost you nothing to hit the like button and the subscribe button. But on another note, let me get to my guest. I got the one, the only, the lovely Latasha Gaines. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How the fam is?
The fam is doing good. Real good. No complaints.
How y'all been holding up with this whole COVID-19?
Man, we just been staying inside as much as we can, wearing our masks, washing our hands, sanitizing. Just trust me, don't nobody want to get sick.
No, nobody want to get sick. But let's jump straight into the interview. So tell me a little bit about yourself for those who don't know.
Well, my name is Tasha Turner. Before I got married, and now I'm Latasha Gaines. So I grew up right here in Tallahassee, Alabama. Attended school right here at Tallahassee High School. Go Tigers, of course. And then I got my bachelor's degree from Auburn University in Montgomery, graduate degree from Troy University. I've worked in HR for over 10 years. Now I work at Wind Creek Casino. I'm married. My husband and I, we share 3 children, and we have a dog that drives us up the wall, Braxton. And not only that, I just recently launched a company, Butter Bae, luxurious body products. And as well, I just got my real estate license. So a lot going on here.
Okay, so who was your influence growing up?
Oh goodness, that's a good one. So I would say my influence growing up would have to be my mother, Clara Turner. She influenced me a lot. She was a single mom. She held it down, and she just taught me how to be strong and how to be determined and how to work towards my goals. So for that, I'm forever grateful and thankful.
Okay, so what inspires you?
Man, I think inspirations changes as you get older, you know? So the things that inspired me when I was a child, of course, that changes as I became an adult. But I would say when I was younger, I was inspired by my cousins that were older, that was able to go out and do what they wanted to do. And I felt like they was living their best life, only because I was living up under my mom's house. And then, of course, when you become that age and you start doing some of the things that they do, then you have another inspiration that'll come. So I think I was inspired a lot by my friends, just different things around me. Like, there's not just one thing that I can pinpoint to say, like, that has inspired me all the way.
Okay, so how did you meet your husband? Was it with love at first sight, or it took time for it to grow? Speak on it now.
That's the question. So, crazy story. A few years ago, my cousin Stephanie, she used to stay in Sylacauga, and she had a friend. His name was Corey Dale. And Corey used to always have these parties in Talladega at the Elks Club. So Stephanie would call me, and we would meet up with Corey. We would go to these parties all the time. So imagine me. I'm in college. I think I'm living my best life. I had to get all my little friends together, and we would all drive from Montgomery down to Sylacauga to pick up Stephanie, and then we would go to the Elks Lounge. So I had seen him there a couple of times at the party, but I was just kind of like, see him, never said anything to him. It is what it is. So a few weeks after I had seen him at a party, I actually saw him at the Polo store in Leeds. And when I seen him at the Polo store, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get him one day. You know how you say it, but you don't know. But I never said nothing to him at the Polo store.
Yeah.
So imagine my surprise. The next party rolled around, and me and Krisha was at the party, and we were actually talking to one of his really good friends, but I didn't know it was his friend. So his friend Eric was like, hey, let me put you on the phone with my boy. I'm gonna let you talk to my boy, blah, blah, blah. So I get on the phone, and I'm talking. I didn't know that this was Jason on the phone, just talking to him. Like, you coming to the party, blah, blah, blah. So he shows up, and it's Jason. It's the dude that I just said was going to be my man like a few weeks ago. So I was like, okay, God, I see you. So we exchanged numbers, and next thing you know, he was coming from Sylacauga up to Birmingham to come and see me because I was in Birmingham at that time, and it just kind of went from there.
Okay, so when you brought him around, how did your other family members feel about it? I ain't talking about your mama, but how did your other family members feel about it?
I think they liked him. I don't know. What you think?
I mean, he cool to me. So, with that being said, how Clara felt about it? You know, she a tough cookie. How she felt?
I think Mama liked him. Like, you know, anybody that knows my mama, you know, she got some ways. That's my auntie, but I love her, but she got some ways. She can be a little different. So, I mean, I think she was welcoming. She didn't just come right out and say that she didn't like him, but, you know, Mama just kind of have to sit back and check out the scene a little bit. But she's like, yeah, he's good, or whatever the case may be. But now, she loves him. She cooks for him. She tries to take care of him better than she take care of me. So, I mean, man, look.
Be like that sometimes.
Yes.
Okay, so when you first had Carter, how did you feel when you hold him in your arm?
Oh, man. I think it is a feeling that you can't describe it. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never been one to believe in love at first sight, but I do feel like when I held my son for the first time, I was in love. Like, and I think any mom would say that. You're like, oh my goodness, this is the baby that's been inside of me for the last 9 months. It's been keeping me up all night and making me eat all these crazy things, and now he's here. So, I mean, it was good. Like, I loved him at first sight. I still love him, even though he drives me so crazy sometimes. Like, I cannot imagine not seeing him every single day. So, yeah.
I remember when you was in the hospital and you had him. I didn't want to hold him because he was little, but man, I love that little dude. I love him. He got my heart too, man. He got my heart.
And he gets everybody. He's a mess.
So, do he get along with his other brothers and sisters? How a relationship with them is?
I mean, I think it's a typical brother-sister relationship. You have Carter, who's 6. JC, she's 10. Jalen is 16. Sometimes they're like 3 peas in a pod. They're all getting along. They all love each other. I think if you have the most issues are going to come from Carter and JC, because JC wants to tell Carter what to do and Carter wants to tell JC what to do. So they constantly bump heads. However, you know, Carter loves his sister. He loves his brother. He's always looking out for him. He always wants to get some things when we go to the store. So, I mean, I think it's good. I think they have a good relationship. I'm just learning, hey, whenever they have their little arguments and spats, I can't be so quick to jump in and want to save the day. I have to kind of let them learn how to work out their issues amongst themselves, because that's only going to help them as they get older. You know, conflict resolution and stuff like that. So, It's good. They got good relationships.
Okay. So, how does it feel to be a homeowner?
Oh, Lord. Let me tell you. So, my husband and I, we've been in our house now for a year. We actually got our house built. The process was super crazy. I felt like I would never find the right home. And it's really hard when you don't really have a really good agent helping you. And me and my husband, we did a lot on our own, and ultimately we ended up not going with the agent. But if we would have had one, it would have made the process a lot easier. But I mean, it feels good. Like, you know, I've stayed in rental homes, I've stayed in apartments. There's nothing like having your own space, your own home, knowing that you have something that you'll be able to leave for your own kids someday. That's their legacy. Like, we got this for them, so they'll have it, you know, once it's all paid off and it's done. That's a house they'll always have in their name. So it's good, and we're enjoying it.
Okay. I also see that you have your real estate license. Talk about a little bit more about that.
So I have always loved real estate. I started years ago. I tried to do an online course with real estate classes, but it's just so much information, and I wasn't at the headspace back then to really get it. So I ended up like not finishing the classes. And then, you know, my husband and I, we were going through this process of trying to find our own home, and I was like, oh, we met with so many agents, and I'm like, these agents are just, they're not good. Like, if I was an agent, I'd be doing it, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, my husband kept pushing me. He was like, you should do it. Like, you talk about it. You love homes, you know. we've been through the process. You know the process. You should do it. So like this year, literally, I decided I'm going to go for it. So I started real estate school back in January. I finished like towards the end of March. And once you finish class, you still have to take your state test. So of course, COVID hit. Yeah. I wasn't able to take my state test. I launched Butter Bae. And honestly, the real estate stuff just got pushed to the back of my mind. So literally, I think it was like maybe the middle of August, I was like, let me check on this stuff. So I started calling around, because after you finish real estate classes, you only have 6 months to actually get your license or test for your license. And I was towards the end of my 6-month period. Like I think it ended September the 7th, and I would have to start all the way back over. So I registered for the test September the 1st. Went and took the test. My deadline expired on September the 10th. And I was like, Lord, if I don't pass this test today, I'm going to have to start this all the way back over. And I went and took the test, and I passed on the first try, and I could not believe it, because the test is a doozy. But it's been good. I signed on with Garth Realty. My broker is CC Savage. She is amazing. The company is amazing. So I'm really excited to see where this takes me to.
So what advice would you give someone that's trying to get their real estate license?
I would say definitely research. I mean, there's so many different avenues you can go for your real estate license, whether you want to take, online courses, or if you actually want to go to a class. I knew for a fact that I would have not been able to pass it just doing an online course, because I hate online courses. I needed that actual class to be able to get the information. Right now, it's kind of hard to find those classes with everything that's going on with COVID. So research, figure out what's your best method of learning, and just know that it is a lot of material to learn. But you keep going at it, you know what I'm saying? If you're passionate about it, you're gonna get it. And, study, have your strong support system, and just go for it.
Summer is gone and the weather is cooler, but make no mistake, the sun can still damage the interior of your car, home, or business. Let Sunblock Window Tinting provide the shade treatment. Our professional tint helps protect against harmful UV rays, preserving the interior of your property. With our service, you'll relive that showroom feel. So don't delay. Call us today, 334-603-2544, located in Tallahassee. It's a shady business, but someone's got to do it. Sunblock Window Tinting.
Okay, so what tips would you give someone that's trying to buy a home?
So I would say, if you're trying to buy a home, first things first, credit is king. I know growing up, I didn't really have a ton of people telling me about credit and how important your credit is. I think that's something we miss out on a lot in our community, because you just don't have a lot of people out there educating our youth on their credit and the best way to use your credit and how to build credit. So definitely make sure that your credit is up to par. Not only that, you need to have employment history. So at least 2 years of steady employment history. And if you have your own business, please, I posted this on my Facebook page the other day because my broker posted it. Don't take a loss on your taxes. A lot of times when people have a personal business, they'll take losses because, of course, that helps out with your refund. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to use that tax return when you're trying to get a home, that can end up hurting you in the end, because you don't have as much money on there reflected that you would need it for your home. So, make sure your finances are in order. You want to have some money saved up for earnest money. Make sure your credit is together, and then call me. Let me help you through the process, right? That's what I'm here for.
So what if somebody got like a poor credit score? So what they need to do?
I think if you have a poor credit score, there's so many different avenues and things that you could do to, improve your credit. There's a lot of different credit companies. I know, for instance, I saw earlier this week that my cousin just started a credit company, JaCourtney. Hey girl, congratulations on your real estate stuff and your new business. But yeah, JaCourtney Turner, she has a credit repair company. You know what I'm saying? So get with somebody like that that'll be able to help you find out what's on your credit report, and then figure out what steps you need to take to either get things deleted off your report or get things cleaned up or paid off. Because it is possible. You just got to be determined and be willing to put the work in.
Okay. So how do you manage to do all this stuff and push your Butter Bae line?
Whew, baby, the struggle is real. Let me tell you, sister girl is struggling right now with virtual schooling, because I am doing virtual school for Carter, doing my real estate stuff. I still work full time. And then I have Butter Bae, which is an amazing, amazing company with wonderful products for your skin. Let me help you fall in love with your skin. That's us. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I need two of me. So I'm just really trying to focus on getting a schedule in place, making time to make products, because I know I need to get the products out there. I have to market those products as well as try to make sure I'm putting the equal amount of time into my real estate and my family. So just pray for me, y'all. I'm still trying to figure it out.
So how you got started with Butter Bae?
So with Butter Bae, literally, let's see, probably about a few years ago, I was in DC with my best friend, Krisha, and we were in the mall, and there was a lady that had a store, and she was selling like homemade butters and stuff. So of course we bought some stuff from her. Went home. I love the products, and I don't know about y'all, but I have extremely dry skin. And
me too.
I stay super ashy. Like,
me too.
I spent so much money on lotions and oils and creams, and none of the stuff worked. But her products actually worked. So when I sent Krisha back to see if she could purchase some more items to get them shipped to me, the lady was gone. So I was like, oh, Lord. So I just started doing my own research. Like, I'm like, you know what? I think I could do this myself. So I started looking into oils. What could you mix with the oils? What oils will do what or bring what type of benefits to your skin? And from there, it was like the experiment stage. So I had all these different butters and different oils and mixing stuff together until I could find the formula that I liked. And then once I got it, I was like, oh, gold mine. So then from there, it's like figuring out scents. And we went from body butters to soaps to oils to bath teas to sugar scrubs, like a whole line of luxurious body products. They're all made by me, and the products are amazing. Like, you'll stay moisturized, you smell good, like, and not only are the products good for your skin, but they look good on your skin.
Yeah. So any dudes that got a girl, or you want to buy your girl something for Christmas, get some Butter Bae. I'm telling you, man, that stuff good. I got the soap. I be trying to buy stuff before it hit the street. She won't even let me get it. I gotta wait just like y'all gotta do, man.
No, because they be trying to buy me out. Like, I make stuff at the house, y'all, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. So I'm making these products. Shoot, I can't even get the products packaged. Here comes Jason. Here comes Jalen. Here comes Jamal. Like, they buying me out before I can even put it on the website.
Yeah, that stuff is really good though, man. What advice would you give someone that's out? Well, I mean, my bad. What advice would you give to someone that's listening?
I would say, you know, for the younger people that are out there listening, listen to your parents. And it may sound so cliche, you know what I'm saying? But like, there are a lot of things that I can remember my mom told me growing up, and I was just like, okay, whatever. She don't know what she's talking about. Like, why are you all in my ear with this nonsense? Like, let me live. You know, that's what I thought all the time. But now that I look back over it, I think a lot of things that I went through in my life, like, a lot of it could have been prevented if I would have just taken heed to the advice she was trying to give me, you know?
Yeah.
I could have taken the easy road instead of the hard road on a lot of different things. And then I think for, you know, our older listeners that's listening, like, if you got a dream, go after that dream. Like, I know so many times you may look at the market and think, oh, it's so saturated. It's so many people selling clothes. It's so many people selling hair. So many people selling houses. Like, I don't want to jump out there because everybody doing it. But the thing is, if God has blessed you with a talent, please believe He will make room for your talent. You just got to put the work in, though, because, like, nothing worth having ever comes easy.
Yeah, and you got to push forward. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
Speaking of that, so let me ask you this. How do you feel about when people say, I support the people who support me? What you feel about that?
I feel like at the end of the day, you could really be missing out on a lot of good things and good products and good people, because sometimes people may not support you because maybe they don't know about your products, you know, or maybe they're not supporting you because they don't like your customer service, or they don't like your attitude, or they might have seen something that you have posted or done on social media that may be like, oh, I don't want to deal with them. But at the end of the day, like, I'm a firm believer that you have to always treat people with kindness. So even if you don't support me 110%, like if I know you got a business and you're out there trying to get it, I'm still going to support you because that's just who I am. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm going to get my blessing for doing what I know is right.
Yeah. So how can people contact you?
Oh, there's so many different ways, y'all. So if you're interested in Butter Bae, of course, we have a Facebook page, Butter Bae Body Care. We're on Instagram as Butter Bae Body Care. And then the website is www.butterbae.com. And then, of course, if you want to contact me because of real estate, I have a page on Facebook as well. And it's Tasha Gaines, Realtor, Garth Realty Group, or else you can always get in contact with me on my Facebook page, Latasha Gaines, or you can send me an email, TashaGaines@GarthRealty.com. There's so many ways, y'all. I'm out there. You'll find me.
And if you're trying to get some Butter Bae and you go through me, I promise you I'm charging the fee. But I appreciate you coming, man. It's been long overdue. We supposed to been did this, so last time my fault. But hey, we came together like peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and we gonna serve it to the people, and we hope they eat it up.
Absolutely. And I want to tell you too, Jamal, I am so proud of you and your Pushing Forward podcast. Like, I remember when you came to me and it was all a dream. You was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And I'm like, yeah, you need to do this.
Hey.
And to come in and see your setup, y'all, he's so professional. Like,
hey, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
He got the stuff together. So if you got something you want to say to the people, like, contact my boy. Get on this podcast. Speak to the folks. Let them know what's going on.
Man. Only thing I can say is, man, like, I've been wanting to do this. Like, you know, even when I was telling you I want to do it, you telling me to go, you know, Jamal, do it. And I want to thank you. You always been in my corner. You fuss at me when I'm wrong, but hey, we family. But I always looked at you not just like a cousin, but you more like a sister to me. So I love our bond, and I'm supporting whatever you do. If you decided to sell t-shirts, I'm gonna support you. But they're gonna pretty much wrap up everything, man. I thank you for coming. Y'all be safe, love, peace, hair grease, and don't forget to floss and brush your teeth. We out.
Bye.
This is the Pushing Forward podcast.
Yeah, you're now listening to the Pushing Forward podcast, hosted by Jamal Potts.
Hi, family. Chief Stephen Kennedy Attorney. You may know me from such productions as Black Lightning, Ozark, even Tyler Perry Studio. And when I'm not on the movie set, I'm listening to the Pushing Forward podcast with Jamal Potts.
And you are now tuned in to Pushing Forward podcast, hosted by Jamal Potts. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? You're now listening to the Pushing Forward podcast.
You're currently tuned in to the Pushing Forward podcast with Jamal Potts. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon.
You now tune in to the Pushing Forward podcast with Mr. Jamal Potts.
Make sure you hit that share button, like and subscribe. Be a part of the progression.